let's talk about Tesla. So when did you start buying Tesla? Heavy.
2018, I believe. I think it was
Okay,
around.
so when it dipped from 2018, which it did significantly,
So
highs of
28.
2018 was 420, lows of 2019 was 170.
Yeah.
Were you buying the dip, and what were your thoughts when Elon was tweeting wild stuff? Like, how did you?
I actually loved it. So, well, I loved it because he was tanking the stock, and I've been watching the stock, and I remember he did that tweet that he was selling it at 420 or whatever he did. He was
Going
selling it.
private 420.
So I missed out. I missed the buying opportunity in that $300 range, and I was like, shit, it got away, and it went to 400. I forgot what exactly it went to. It went to around 400. I was like, God damn you, Elon. But then it was a whole fiasco. And then he smoked weed on Joe Rogan. I don't know if you remember all this stuff.
I was watching that live in college. I remember being a little kid watching that happen. Yeah.
I wasn't a little kid, but I was paying very close attention to Tesla at that time. And as it started to tank under 300, I started to buy pretty heavy. And it kept going.
Oh, hold on,
it kept tanking.
Let's do the math right now. They did it went to it went to 1,000, and they did a 5.
It's a 15-to-1 split at that point. This is pre-split.
So 300 times 15, it would be a $4,500 stock.
Correct.
Right now.
Correct. Something like that. Yes.
So you made 15. You're up 15 times off that 2018 lows. Okay, continue.
And I bought almost all my shares, those lows.
When you mean almost what percent of your shares?
Like 90, 95%.
Really?
Of, I was going pretty heavy at
that
time.
So you weren't really buying the dip then in 2020 or... Well, there was no dip in 2020, but...
Well, yeah, let me get to the current situation. But basically, when it was dropping pre-split, like, when it was actually $300, not the current $300, when it was actually $300, and now it's like $4,500,
yes.
like you said. I was buying it pretty heavy. Then I went to 275. I bought heavy. 250. I bought heavy. 220. I bought heavy. 200. I bought heavy. And I was like, God damn you. How low is this going to go? It
went to 170. I remember.
And I stopped buying. I stopped buying at 200 because I was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this because I was running out of money, honestly. I kept buying Tesla. And by the way, Bitcoin at that time was also kind of low. So whatever. There was a lot of stuff going on. And I bought Bitcoin too.
5,000 that time.
Yeah. We didn't discuss the whole crypto thing, but I bought Bitcoin and Ethereum pretty low as well.
You're a pretty successful investor, huh? You don't have the most subscribers on YouTube, but you made a lot of fucking money.
I did well. I especially during, nothing was planned. Like shit happens, and then you buy the assets that you think are going to do well, and you hold them. That's like really important. Everybody forgets that second step where you have to hold them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, including
I've been holding Bitcoin, by the way, from 2017, and I've even had it before when I sold out. But 2017 is the official time when I said I'm never selling Bitcoin again. And I've had Bitcoin since roughly average of $10,000 since then.
How much do you have right now with Bitcoin? You're out of it, or?
No. I did sell at 40 grand. I didn't get the top, but I did take some profits at 40 grand. I can't tell you exactly what, but I took some profits.
What made you buy the dip from 220 to 200? How did you rationalize it at the time?
Well, I mean, it was obvious what they were doing. They were the only ones doing what they were doing. So like Tesla was the leader in EVs, even back in 2018. They weren't profitable, but they were the leader in EVs. The technology was amazing. He was working on full self-driving, like the same story that we're telling ourselves now, except it was at the baby steps of that story. The Model 3 was coming out. The Model Y was coming out. All that stuff was in works. And I was like, look, this is crazy. I'm starting to see Teslas in my neighborhood. I didn't have one yet, but I started to see them very rarely. But then it started to pick up. I'm like, and I told my brother, I'm like, dude, you better buy some Tesla. He didn't listen. He didn't buy any Tesla. Me and Carlos started talking a lot about Tesla. And so he bought some, I know, but I went heavier than him. I know that. And
when you mean heavy, how much, like you were just every dollar you had, you were just...
It was Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tesla, and then later Enphase. I didn't even have Enphase on the radar at that time. I wasn't buying in 2018 Enphase.
No S&P 500, no index, nothing.
Nope, I never even believed in indexes. Now I have some indexes. Now that I had some profits to pull out, I bought some indexes. Yeah, I finally have some QQQs. It's about time.
Wow. So okay, and so how much of your Tesla position has been sold off?
0.
You didn't sell anything.
That's the one thing I sold very early on a couple of shares, and then it shot up even further. And I said, I'm never selling Tesla again. So very early, when it was like $900, I sold some Tesla shares.
Yeah.
This is pre-split I'm talking about.
Yep.
I sold, I don't know, 10 shares, 15 shares. I was very little small thing. And then I was like, I explained to my wife, like, look, I never took profits on anything. I'm going to take some profits here. And then luckily it crashed down to 300 and I bought a little bit back in. I still was unsure what was going on with the market, but I think it was, it crashed.
It did. I remember that
2018.
whole thing.
Then no, was it 2019 it crashed? I'm forgetting when it actually
2019 May it went to 170. I bought 4 shares at that moment. I explicitly remember that.
The timing is a little bit crazy now, but basically I sold a little bit when it was like a 900 and then I never sold again because
it dropped to 300 in COVID. Yep.
And I didn't sell anymore and I just held it. I didn't go heavy again. I should have went heavy again and didn't do that because I was like too nervous about that, which is weird, but I wasn't nervous about Enphase because I went heavy in Enphase. It's so weird.
So you haven't bought Tesla since 2018 really heavily?
No. I have bought. So anytime it dips to around this price, by the way, around the $200, which is $600 the pre-split, I buy a little bit of Tesla. And I have a position waiting to buy at 225 right now, and again at 208, and again at 180.
So right now at a $800 billion market cap, you still think it's an obvious buy?
Yes, and this
you hesitated a little when you said that.
No. I do. But the thing is, like, it can fall way further. So there is a possibility that Tesla misses Q4, for example, and then everything goes out the window. If they miss their numbers on Q4, you're talking about the stock probably crashing to below 180. That's what I
missing means on rev or on deliveries or what?
Well, on the number of deliveries. So if they don't hit it's pretty high.
They missed on Q3.
450,000 cars. So let's say something happens we can't expect, and they miss some numbers, which they did in Q3, right? They missed by I think 15,000, 20,000 cars.
Yep.
And that's why they're getting punished right now, because if you actually look at their growth, why are you punishing them? But Wall Street doesn't think well. And I had a conversation with Carlos. Actually, we have an episode coming out, but Wall Street thinks in quarters, man. Like, so why would I go rushing in right now knowing that Wall Street thinks in quarters? Because I think I can get a better price. But having said that, if I had 0 shares of Tesla, would I be buying right now? 100% I'd be buying right now. I just don't have 0 shares of Tesla. I'm sitting okay with Tesla. So I'm willing to buy at certain price levels.
Is the bot the reason you're buying right now?
No. The bot is idiotic.
What do you mean it's idiotic?
No, I mean, like,
they had a whole fucking day for this stupid bot.
Yeah, Yola, look, the day is to get engineers on board to work on cool projects that then 10 years from now, we're all going to benefit from. I agree with that. In 10 years, look, I might be dead in 10 years, okay? I can't wait for the fucking bot, okay? So I'm basically betting on Tesla, the car company, and Tesla, the energy business. That's what I'm betting on, that they are going to be super successful and they're not going to lose a lot of market share. Meaning that as more EVs come down, even if the actual market share decreases, like obviously they can't have 100% of market share in the future. That's not going to happen. Yeah. But let's say they even have 20% of market share when there's no gas cars and it's all EVs. You know how much money that is? That is a lot of fucking money for Tesla. So I think the car business and the energy business is enough for us to make long-term bets where we get a 4x out of it. I don't think we need, if everyone's talking about 10, 20x is fine. Let them believe that. I'm good with 4, 5x's.
That would be a $5 trillion. Is there any world in which you think that?
Well, no, 4x is not. What is that? That's 3 trillion, 2.5 trillion,
3.2 trillion. Yeah. Is there a world in which you're wrong? Do you think there's a world like in 2018? If I said, "Is there a world in which you're wrong?" You probably would have been no way.
No,
is there
a
world in which you're wrong?
No, 2018. I wasn't as confident as I am now.
So now you think there's no world in which you're wrong about a 4x?
Well, okay. Let me caveat that. I think 2 trillion is like that's going to happen. Even
a double. So a double. Yeah.
Well, it's a triple at this point, right? Because it's falling. So I think it's a triple.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So, so that's when I start to get really interested. Like right now, I'm going to start accumulating Tesla again if they keep falling like to $200, $208. So I get a triple out of it. And the way I work in investing is that I buy more than I want. I've always done this. I bought more Bitcoin. I bought more Ethereum. I bought more Tesla. I bought more Enphase. And then when they hit certain numbers, I always know I'm going to sell some. So I'm not precious anymore about these investments. Like I want to sell it. Like I'm looking forward to when Tesla hits like 1.5 to 2 trillion so I can get rid of some Tesla.